if you're relying on Instagram, ads, or content and hoping that clients find you, I wouldn't call that marketing. I'd call it gambling. Because the fastest way that I've seen people say yes isn't to more posts on social media. It's actually through public speaking. And today I'm going to show you exactly how. Now, if you're in business and you want to stay in business, then you need a steady way to attract new clients. And for most people, that looks like posting on Instagram, running ads, making reels, or sending emails and hoping that somebody actually opens them. And you know what? Sometimes that works, but it can also feel exhausting, expensive, and unpredictable. You never know if it's going to work or not. And a lot of it turns into what I like to call hope marketing. We're putting content out there and putting content out there and putting it out there, and we're just hoping and praying that the algorithm works in your favor. Anybody felt like that before? Now, in my experience, there are simpler and more reliable ways to attract clients, and it starts with your voice. Because people who speak with confidence in public, they attract clients differently. And it's not because they're louder or more outgoing, it's because public speaking confidence builds trust. And trust makes taking action so much easier for clients. So today I want to share with you my system for using public speaking to attract more clients more consistently. Step number 1. Define the belief. People don't buy because they hear new information. They buy when they see the problem differently. Let me tell you what I mean by that. Before you speak, get clear on one belief that you want to change in your audience. Ask yourself, what do people believe about my service right now that's stopping them from taking action and working with me? For example, in my business, many people believe that public speaking confidence is something you're either born with or you're not. And when people believe that, learning to be a confident speaker feels really scary and frankly not worth the effort. After working with me, that belief shifts and people understand that public speaking is all about technique, not talent. So it becomes a skill that they can learn. Step 2, create one signature talk. The great news about public speaking is you do not need a whole plethora of talks, a whole buffet of talks that you deliver. You only need one talk, one clear message that you can use again and again and again. And all the best and the biggest speakers in the world follow this one talk rule. Think about people like Tony Robbins, for example. You do a Tony Robbins event, he does the same talk over and over and over again. Now, a strong signature talk does 3 things. Firstly, it names the real problem. Secondly, it helps people see that problem in a new way. And thirdly, it makes that next step feel really obvious. Now, you can use that same signature talk on stages, webinars, podcasts, in workshops, in vlogs, in newsletters, the list goes on. Research proves that repeating one good talk builds trust much faster than always starting from scratch. It's crazy, right? Doing the one thing over and over and over again makes you an expert. Step 3. This is the one that I see missed so often. Design the talk to actually lead somewhere. Now, this doesn't mean your talk has to be a hard sell. The talk's job is actually to help people see clearly why that change matters and what actually works. Now, when that happens, that next step feels obvious, not a forced sell. And connecting with you to work with you, it becomes this natural progression of the talk. For example, If you want help developing a talk that attracts clients, then you can book a free call with me to talk about how we could work together and see what that looks like. You can click on the link below. Natural progression right there. See how that works? Step 4. Where you speak matters. So speak where trust already exists. The thing is, you don't need massive stages or huge crowds to attract clients to your business. What you actually need is a space where that trust already exists. This is a pro tip. Find things like industry groups or professional associations or business communities, because when people trust the space that you're speaking in, the natural extension of that is that they're going to trust you much faster as well. So it's actually more powerful for you to connect with event organizers and deliver a talk to their audience than it is for you to try and create an audience of your own. The results are much quicker. Step number 5, choose depth over reach. What I mean by this is one room of 20 of the right people is so much more powerful than 1,000 random views on social media. Because the thing is, the goal, it's not likes or applause, it's real engagement, real conversations, and real follow-up. Because that is where the trust grows and the decision to work with you actually happens. Step 6. What you measure is really important. So measure the right things. A good talk in public creates movement and action, not just noise. So think about and notice and measure when you deliver a talk, whether it's online or on stage. Think about these 3 measurement techniques. Who stays to talk with you afterwards? Who asks about the next steps? And who follows up with you later? So those are the measurements that we show that give us signs that they have real interest in what we're doing. Who stays to talk, who asks about the next steps, and who follows up later. Step 7. Lead capturing. This is another area where often in my experience people tend to fall over a little bit and they're not as efficient and don't take as much advantage of their talk as they could. And that is capturing leads at the right moment. The best time to collect potential clients' information is right after they've had that belief switch, right after they've heard your talk, because that is when trust is at its highest. So when you're delivering your signature talk, use simple tools like a QR code or a text to join link or a simple landing page, which makes it easy for you to capture their details. And here's a pro tip. If you speak but you don't capture the leads of the audience who are interested in your business and your talk, then you're going to lose the momentum that you've just built. So make sure you include in your signature talk a way to connect with you, like my call booking link, which is in this video at the bottom. Step 8, follow up quickly. Follow up while the talk is still fresh in audiences' minds. We get so much noise coming at us from so many different platforms. The longer we leave to follow up with people who've shown an interest in our business, the lower that trust and interest level goes. So follow up while the talk is still fresh in the audience's mind. Our message doesn't need to sell. When we're on stage delivering a talk, whether it's online or in person, the talk itself isn't designed to sell your business. The talk is designed to start a conversation with people who might be interested in working with you. So the talk just needs to allow you to continue the conversation that you've had on stage when you've delivered your power talk. And I find these ones work well depending what info you've captured during your talk. You can send a text message follow-up, You could send a voice message or a short Loom video, or you could send an email. So as an example, I've had people join my free public speaking community from a speaking event. And when they come into the community, I always welcome them and tag them. And if they've joined from an event or from a referral, I tag that person as well. And I do it as quickly as possible after they connect with me. That's a natural step to make them feel welcome in an unfamiliar space and to help continue the conversation that we started through the talk. How are we going so far? 2 more steps to go. Step 9, sell through the conversation. After a strong talk, if you've delivered a really powerful signature talk, you've created trust. But to maximize that client attraction, it's so important to talk to the participants. And most of my conversations happen after the talk when I speak with the audience. This is an interesting thing to recognize. If we just rely on delivering a call to action on stage as part of our signature talk, we can miss out on some real opportunities. So once you've delivered your talk, get into the audience, whether it's in the Zoom call or whether it's in the assembly area where the audience is hanging, and whether it's at the tea and coffee stations. Take the opportunity, now that you've made that trust happen with your talk, take that opportunity to actually talk to the audience, because we're building trust and connection. We created the trust and connection during the talk, and now the conversation extends that trust and connection. Now, I'm not trying to convince anyone when I'm doing these conversations, because I hate sales. I'm simply seeing whether working together is a good fit for both of us. And that's where the conversation is really important. Final step, step 10, use every talk more than once. One talk can support all of your marketing. It can turn into social media clips, emails, website messaging, sales copy, authority content that you put out on your socials. And the great thing is it layers on top of each other. So every time you deliver a signature talk, your message gets clearer everywhere else. Because every time you deliver that talk and you get feedback and you improve it, then the flow-on effects on all your other platforms also improve. So by now, you can see how all 10 steps fit together. But this isn't about doing a talk and hoping it works. It's about using your voice on purpose as part of a client attraction system. If you're watching this video and you're thinking you'd like some help putting it all together, you can book a call using the link below, and we can talk through your situation and see if working together makes sense. I'm Danielle Drew. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.